Hey artists, this is just a quick video to show you how we're going to take your weaving off the loom and put it onto your stick and wall hanger. So follow along with me and we'll finish these up. Okay, so once we have finished weaving, doing our simple over, under, and we have the different layers of colors and we've gone from the top all the way to the bottom. And the way we did that is we kind of pushed this down, really scrunched it down to get that last row in, and then we kind of scoot it up. It's nice and full. So now we're going to talk about how to tie this off. So what we want to do is, if these strings come loose, the whole thing falls apart. So what we want to do is very carefully, I like to do one side at a time. So I'm going to cut right through the middle, but I'm not letting them like go off crazy. I'm just giving them a little cut. Okay, now I'm going to turn it and I'm going to start, and this one that I had taped down, I need to pull it up from the tape. So what we're going to do is we're going to take these first two strings, we're going to pull them off of the cardboard, and I'm going to tie a knot. I'm going to go in just like I'm tying my shoes, like this, and pull it tight. Here, if we carefully flip it over, you'll be able to see what is happening here. See, we just tied it right there, and then we're going to tie another knot, like a double knot, nice and tight, and now that's not going to come out. Flipping it over, you'll be able to see I'm going to do that to each one. I'm going to take the next two, pull them off the cardboard so they're in those little pieces, those little notches. We pull it out. Now these two get tied together. Pull it through, tie a knot, and then tie it in a knot a second time to make sure that knot stays secure. If you really want to be extra secure, you could do it 3 times. Okay, now those are done. Moving on to the next two. Here's my two. Pop these two off and tie them in a knot. Goes around and through. Pull it. Around and through. Pull it through. And the next two. So we're carefully going through. Pull these two off. Tie it in a knot. Tie it in a second knot. And this way, everything is being secured and all of your hard work and weaving is going to stay in place. The next two. Oop. Get in there, knot. Pull it through and do it again. And my last two, take them down, tie my knot, go through, and go through. Okay, now the bottom is secure. We took each two, tied a double knot, each two, double knot, all of that is secure. None of this will fall out. Now for the decorative piece, we get a stick from outside, and when we do the knots on this side, we can tie them onto the stick. So what we can do, you can see this is now free to come off of here. We can do the same thing up here and add the stick after, just to make sure that all of this is secure. So go ahead and take off the tape and take your first two, tie the knot, second two, tie the knot, and then I'll show you how to do the stick. Okay, now the knots have been put in on both sides and we've taken off the cardboard, and we'll save this for somebody else who wants to do weaving, so we won't throw those out. We can reuse that. So now we've got this all off of here, and if you want to attach it to the piece of wood, what we do is you set the wood right here, and you're just going to wrap the wood, the little strings around the wood, just kind of like they were on the loom. So we take them and you're gonna go around and make your knot and then make a second knot. I might even make a third knot to make sure this is really secure. So then I'm going to take the next 2 strings. So I need to pull one up on the top of the wood and one underneath. And we're gonna go like this and make our knot. Now what the wood does is it gives it kind of a fun rustic look, and it also helps us with hanging and displaying your weaving. There we go. So I grab the next 2 strings. I need to pull one of them on top and the other one underneath. We go around, tie the knot, tie it again. And because I really don't want it to come loose, I'm adding a third knot, really getting it secure. Okay, there's my next 2. I'm gonna pull one over up here. So we've got it going around, tie the knot, tie it again, and one more time. Got it. The next 2, going around our thing here, and the third one. Okay, and here's our last set. We're just gonna bring it around. Perfect. Okay, and we can go ahead and trim these. You don't want to trim it too close because you don't want it to come undone. So I just kind of leave a little piece like that. Trimming these off. All right, and now we've got the stick is going to be what's going to hold this up on the wall. Now as we come to the bottom, we've got some options here. Some people like the little strings hanging down. I like to trim mine. But again, I don't trim it all the way because I want to make sure that there's still a little piece in case I have to pull it tighter. Perfect. Now, options on the sides. Some people really love this look where it kind of is wild and free on the sides, and some people would like to trim those as well. If you're somebody who wants to trim those, you do have to tie them in a knot first to make sure they won't come undone. So you would have to knot these little pieces on the side and then trim them. So like these 2 pieces, I would want to make a little knot first just to make sure it doesn't come undone. 1, 2, and then I can trim it. Personally, I kind of like the way it looks a little wild. I do want to take the tape off and maybe I'll make them a little shorter. But if you want to tie them and then cut them, you can do that as well. I've also seen where people kind of just push it through to the back. You could kind of tuck it through and pull the extra little piece through to the back like that if you wanted to have it so it's not sticking out. I kind of like the way it looks a little wild, so I'm just gonna trim them up a little and leave them because I think it looks kind of fun the way it's wild and free. Okay, so now I've got the ends are tied. We've got it tied to the stick. The last part is just getting one piece of yarn to tie on here to hang onto the wall. Okay, I chose to use this same color I did here. So what you want to do is just go around your stick and you're going to tie a nice knot on one side 3 times. And then you're going to go on this side. Two, 3, and trim off the extra. And now I have a wall hanger. So I can hang this on the wall, and I have this beautiful weaving, and you can hang this in your living room or your bedroom, and it's an amazing piece of art. I can't wait to see your finished piece.